Hi there.
Hello everyone, welcome to another Flying Frog video. As you guys have probably realised now, we have the new Update 9, and with Update 9 has come this GB Model Z. It's a Granville Brothers Model Z, which is a 1930s racing plane, and it's been brought to us by Microsoft and Carenado. So what we'll do is we'll get in and have a usual look at this one. What I will be doing too is something completely different. I will be doing a plane versus plane, so as this type of review. So I also will be doing the Got Friends GBR3. Whilst they are completely different, the GBR3 is a concept plane which actually never flew in real life, as in the full-size aircraft. It does fly as a model radio-controlled aircraft. But what we'll do is we'll just get in and compare these two. This particular plane, the GB Model Z, actually, like I said, was designed in the 1930s and actually did fly and race, and it won a number of races. So what we'll do now is we'll get in and have a closer look at the graphics and the modelling, and as I would normally expect from Carenado, that everything should be spot on. And as we can tell, we're looking at here the city of Massachusetts, or at least, sorry, I should say city of Springfield, Massachusetts. Sorry if I've butchered that. I apologise to all my American friends. And we can see there's no pixelation, which is really nice. And if we get in a bit closer, you know, they just look fairly pin sharp. Now we are looking really close. There's a little bit of pixelation there, but on the whole, generally not too bad. Rivet lines, seam lines look good. The controls look good. So the modelling itself, I think, looks really nice. Now, this one is $22.45 on the marketplace. That's Australian, which I would say is around about $15 American and about €13. Also, which I will say, the Got Friends R3 has had an update, and is also, I paid the same price. Now I know that has been on special of late, and I don't know if that special has ended, but I'll go into more of that when I start showing that plane. So all in all, I think quality looks good. It's got a nice animated pilot. He's a little bit jerky. His movement is not super smooth, but that's being a little bit picky, because how many of us are going to be sitting out here watching the pilot? So what I'll do is I'll just get underneath like I usually do. Just have a look in here. Again, not much to see because the wheel cowlings cover the wheels, so they don't have to do too much modelling there, but still looks good. A little bit of weathering there. Now, it has a Pratt & Whitney Wasp engine, and basically this whole aircraft was designed around the biggest motor that they could fit into it at the time, and this was available. So that's why the whole plane was designed. Now, as you can see, she's a real stubby little creature, and I will expect some pretty gnarly handling from it. It'll be very squirrely, I think when we come to do stall tests, I believe that it'll probably stall pretty viciously, go into a spin, may not even recover, but we shall see. The modelling looks good on the motor, really does. Can we read the plate here? This will be a good judge. I reckon we could work that one out. Very nice. Excellent. I love that. That's really good. So, and the prop looks really good too. So what we'll do is we'll jump in the cockpit, have a look, take her up, and I'll try not make this video too long at all. But again, like I said, I will be doing 2 planes in this video, so my apologies if this one does get a little bit long. What we have here is the Got Friends GBR3 Special. Now, doesn't it look special? As you can see from the GB Model Z, or Z as we call it here in Australia, that the similarities that this one has. Now, this one has never actually flown in real life except for as an RC model. It was a concept plane that was designed in Italy, and has been brought over to the Microsoft Flight Simulator. Now, I believe I paid for this one probably back in September, October 2021, about $22.45. Now, for $22.45 you got a bunch of liveries, and I honestly can't remember how many, but what it has done is now that Got Friends have had some new methods of redoing their models, so they've decided to reissue this one. So this one now is version 2. It has 21 liveries. Now, it was on special. I believe it went as low as $10 American, but I believe currently now it's back to around about 15 American dollars, 13 euro, give or take. But yeah, $22.45 Australian. So for that, there is a big list of what they've done. Again, added a bunch of liveries. As I said, there's 21 liveries with this one, so there's a lot to choose from. Well, what we'll do is we'll get on in and we'll have a bit of a closer look at the detailing. Now, the modelling detailing, I haven't seen this one in the RC world, but I have seen pictures of it and it looks fairly accurate. The guy looks a little bit small. Maybe the aircraft was that big. It's a bit hard to tell with scale. However, with this livery, while it looks fantastic from this distance, I'm a bit disappointed at the pixelation of the flames. And you'll see that as we come in a bit closer here. You know, there you go. It's started already and we're probably 3 feet away, 4 feet away from the plane itself. So I'm a little bit disappointed that they didn't sharpen up the lines there, particularly when you come in closer here and you look at the detailing of the these caps. You know, they just look absolutely fantastic and they are beautifully done. But then you look at the graphics and you just go, what's going on there? So it's kind of a little bit disappointing that they've gone to the effort of really just tidying it up and just didn't really tidy up the main thing that attracts you to the plane, or the initial thing that attracts you to the plane, and that is its livery. The prop, they've redesigned the prop, put a new prop on, looks fantastic. The badge on the or at least the sticker on the prop itself looks fantastic, and actually, as you can see, doesn't pixelate. So, you know, they've got the capability of putting in decent graphics, and they didn't do it on this particular plane with the flame. So that is disappointing. However, from a distance, it looks stunning. The way the sun just glistens off of it. So now, it's not the same with all their liveries though. Some of their other liveries are really good. So yeah, I think this one isn't actually an older one, and maybe they forgot to update it. I'm not really sure. But anyway, what we'll do now is we'll jump in the cockpit, get started. I don't really want to make this one too long, as will be combining it with the GB Model Z as well. So here we are in the cockpit, and we'll just have a quick look around. And as per usual, Carenado have done their fantastic job. They're really good at doing the details. The only thing I don't like is this swirly checkerboard aluminium dash. It doesn't seem to come across too well, even though I believe that it would be part of the original plane. We have a small air vent here. Apart from that, I don't know much else. Right, so what we'll do is we'll get this one started. So that one on, generator's on. Now our fuel tap is already on. I believe that what they should do is it should be in the off position, so we can do a proper cold dark start. So if any of the developers are watching this, turn all your fuel taps off. Don't leave them as default on, please. Okay, now let's turn on the fuel pump, get some magnetos to both. Mixtures, rich. Now this one does have a variable pitch prop as well, which I'm surprised at, but anyway, it does have it. Now just double check, make sure I haven't got myself lost. Rightio. I did turn that fuel back on. Yes, I did. Okay, clear prop. Very deep sounds as you would expect from the Wasp engines, Pratt & Whitney Wasp. Lovely, lovely. Okay, what I'll do is I'll taxi on out, so we can get going, get in the air. Right, so we'll go to third person view. Just have a look around. Radio off with the handbrake. Then she starts rolling, which means she's going to get away on you a little bit. But anyway, so what I'll do is I'll taxi on up to the end of the runway, and I'll come back to you guys then. Okay, here we are in the cockpit, and it looks deluxe. It is really nice. They have done a fantastic job on this one. It looks really good. You know, the dials are sharp, readable, clear. Very good. And they've introduced these lights up here are your G-force lights. So as you're pulling negative G, it'll come down here. And as you're pulling positive G's, it comes up here. And then you got the green, 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 orange, and then obviously red is quite up high. Now I will add in a photo of this one at night. I'm not going to do all the liveries. 21 liveries which is including this one, is a bit much. I think that you guys can go and check them out yourselves. There are some really nice liveries. There's a Goblin livery, which I like, which is a nice green and white. You've got Archangel, you've got Reaper, which is another nice one as well, and I think some of the young guys out there will absolutely like this one. So what we'll do now is we'll get this one started. So battery, alternator, fuel pump. Now this one is a fuel injected motor, so I don't think we need to worry about our mixtures. Right, where are we? Okay, panel lights, we'll put them on as you can see, and I will show you those. Taxi, strobe, radio. Just make sure I've got fuel. Center. Let's go back to both. Now you can hear the fuel pump there buzzing away. So clear prop. And this is your magnetos as well, and your starter switch. Okay. Why'd she stop? Maybe I need a little bit of throttle in there. Yeah, that's all it needed. Just a little bit cold, which is great, you know, but I would have thought a fuel injected motor, maybe it should have automatically kicked on itself without the introduction of a little bit of throttle. But that's okay. So what we'll do is we'll just step on outside and have a listen. I like the slight whirling sound, almost helicopterish from the prop itself. Very nice. Nicely done. Well done. Love the sounds. Right, what I'll do is I'll just show you what it's like at night. This is our night view. Very good. Nice. I love the red GB that they've gone and put in here. Fantastic. Looks good. So that's going to be fairly easy, readable at night. Let me just turn on some other lights while we're at it. Strobe lights, and let's landing lights. What the hell? Let's put on taxi lights too. So we got pitot heat there, which we don't need today because okay, what I'll do now is I'll just taxi on out to the runway, and I'll get going. So currently at the moment I've got no pitch in the prop at all. Just to help get going. She probably will, well, she will run away on you a little bit, so you just have to watch for it. Now, this aircraft does come with NOS, so we can do some NOS injection to get that little bit of extra zip out of it. But I'll see you up at the end of the runway for our takeoff. Okay, now as I'm about to just line up here on the end, I will say that yes, she does get away from you a little bit, and the brakes are not the greatest in the world. So now, and here's another thing too. I will expect this one being such a huge motor in such a small plane that I'm going to have really bad torque steer. So the one way I counteract that is I pull back on the yoke, so I keep pressure on the tail wheel for as long as possible till I feel as though it's ready to come up. That way I tend to minimize the torque steer. It's a method I use with the Waco, and it's a method I'm going to use here because I think we're going to end up with the same issue, that it'll just try and run off to the left, and we'll end up in the dirt and not taken off. Also, liveries. This is the only livery we get apart from the standard Xbox livery and Flight Club livery. That's it. Now there is an R2 which is a red and white, which is more modern, and I'll show some photos of that one. I won't be actually flying that today. So what we'll do is I'll get going. Now I'm going to stay in the third person view for this one, mainly so you guys can see what the actual aircraft is going to do, and you know how to react, because as you can see when we get inside you can't see a lot. It's really, you know, we've got this dirty great big motor in front of us that we can't see around. Okay, so we'll head back on out. Rightio. So now also too, I've set the trim at around about 20-21% for takeoff. So I think that 20-25% is probably a good start. Let's release the handbrake and we'll just keep going. Let's just crank her up. Keep some pressure up. There we go. Torque steer. There you go. She actually came up a lot easier, and I think that's because I'd set the trim and she's just got the torque and pull to just come on out up into the air. Rightio. Now she's got a beautiful sound, really is deep, throaty, and I think those guys, if you use guys that have got subwoofers, you know, it'd just make it just that factor. So as you guys can tell, I'm a lover of deep throaty motors. So, and I even took off without full pitch on the prop as well, which is good. Rightio. Now what I'll do is I'll gain some height. So when I get to some height, I'll do a stall test, and then I'll come back for a landing. So while I'm gaining some height, I just thought we'd have a look around in the cockpit. Now this aircraft is capable of doing slightly over 220 knots. So she's quite a fast little aircraft. As mentioned before, she was a racing aircraft, so the view out is actually not too bad for such a small cockpit all the way back, at least off to the sides, and the sounds inside the cockpit is very nice, very loud, very windy. So but I think I'm going to need to get some more height. So what I'll do is I'll do a stall test actually in the cockpit, which I don't think I've done one before, and then I'll do it on the outside. I think we're getting some graphical issues with reflections, and there's Uluru down below us. So what I'll do is I'll do a power on stall first. As you can see, look at that shaking. Oh, and the rattles. Pulling back, pulling back, pulling back. Drops in the nose. Again. Oh, there she goes. Not vicious, but then, oh, the wind builds up. Oh, shaky shakies. Okay, so what I'll do now is we'll get outside. Actually, I'll do a power off stall. Now, obviously having some decent speed up now. Hear the wind rushing past. So I think, yeah, we're nearly 200 knots. Right, so I'll drop the power back. Okay, no power. Just pulling back. Yeah, we're approaching that stall speed. Everything starts to shake. Pulling back. There it is. Okay. We've got the spin. Came out of it good as soon as I hit the power. Excellent. So there we go. So I'll do it as a on the outside, power off, just pulling back, and there she goes, just spins. As soon as you put in that power, she recovers. If you don't put in the power, oh, she's trying to stall. There we go. Need to build up some speed. There we go. Nearly lost it. So yes, she does have some nasty habits. Rightio. Now, just to, well, we've got to get some airspeed back up a little bit. Maneuverability, X is expected, not super fast, not super slow, so not too bad. Alright, well, I'll talk to you guys again when we come in for landing. Now this is the sound of the way the prop is, with no pitch actually on the prop and with a bit of revs. Great sounds. They have got friends have really done well with the sound package on this. It's just fantastic. Just fantastic. Okay, here's our turnaround point. She does have speed brakes, which we're going to need. What I will need to do is check its trim. Okay, what we'll do now is we'll get going. So off with the handbrake, full pitch on the prop. She wants to kick off. Get back into the runway. There we go, and then look at that, she's off. Back on the pitch, lower the nose. Beautiful sound. I can feel it, the responsiveness just in the handling, with just the way we're going at the moment, is quite snappy. So as soon as we're going to be a little bit on the snappy side, we might as well we'll get it trimmed a little bit. There we go. Now everybody, hold on to your lunch. Woohoo! Wow, that is quick. That is so quick. Oh my god. I'm going to bring up my lunch. Wow. That is so fast. Now, we do have smoke, which is operated off your flap, which will get outside, and I'll have a look at that right now. So, white, red, yellow, blue, and I think the final colour is green. So there we go. Fantastic. And the smoke hangs for a little bit so you can get a good view. You can do your manoeuvres, and boy can you do manoeuvres. So I'll just swing around. As you can see, she just goes for it. Let's kick back the pitch. Now we have trailing some green smoke, and very manoeuvrable, very manoeuvrable. So actually what I'll do now is I'll just do the usual stall test. Drop back the prop of the pitch prop. Alright, now there. Alright, that's no throttle. Just to drop speed. Let's pull it back. Pull back. Pulling back. Drop the wing. As you can tell, you need the pitch, speed. Recovers well. So again, usual type of behaviours, and look at the manoeuvrability. Seriously, you're going to have some serious fun with this one. Okay, so as you can see the green smoke there, blue. I'll head back. Now what we'll do is I'll head back for landing and give you my final thoughts. Now our views are not very good. As you can see, head goes outside the cockpit. Not nice. So good view there, and that's it. Pretty much. Now as you guys can see, you know, I'm heading towards the runway. There it is there. So I will be going out to the third person view for the landing, because as you guys can tell, it's going to be a blind landing, and I just want you guys to see what it's like to land. So alright, we'll just head on outside. Now she's fairly stable when we're landing up here, so, and I am coming in pretty steep. Now I'm expecting this one to take a while to slow down because its brakes are terrible. So, and I am fairly quick at the moment as well. So I might just try and run some of the speed off a little bit. Oh, stalled it. Crash and burn. Oh, terrible. I actually got too slow. So I'm going to be a dirty slew, and I'll slew the landing again, and I'll bring it back. I'll keep this crash in. Okay, attempt number 2. So what we'll do is I'll move the trim up to 30%. And then let's see if we can put this one down without too much trouble now. again, she's stable on the lineup. Really is. Now I am flying live weather, so this time a little heavy. Yeah, you gotta keep your speed up. She wants to kick off. Brakes. As you can see, she's getting very squirrely, but I don't know if it's me, my controller, the aircraft, or just the way this damn sim runs. But, you know, but she's got a very narrow landing gear. So, anyway, I'll taxi back and I'll give you my final thoughts on it. So as you can see, the lights there that are on the dash, we've got the white and green. Currently, they're your G meter, and as you can see, there's the G's and there's your negative G's. So which lights up quite well. So that's a really nice innovation. You also, when the speed brakes come on, and I don't know why this is, I think that coming up should not, I think that's only come in since the new update. Okay, so on the dash there we've got that our lights lighting up to let us know. But anyway, we'll land, we'll stay in the cockpit for the landing. Let's drop her back. Now she doesn't have flaps, so, and if you're coming in a bit quick, as you can tell, now I think my mouse has got to be nowhere near the dash. No, I'm lying. Okay, well, I'm going to find that really annoying when it comes to doing my reviews. Slower up. Oh, bounce. I think what it is, it's I'm not straight because I'm trying to do a couple of things on this yoke at the same time. Like, my rudders are on the triggers. I suppose if I had pedals for my rudders, it would be easier. Where you think it's because I got the triggers for rudders with this Velocity 1 yoke, got the button to try and hold the brake down, and so on. So, but anyway, as you saw, she landed pretty well. Not the best landing I've ever done in this one, but anyway, we'll see you back at the parking spot, and I'll give you my final thoughts. Got Friends GB R3 Special, $22.45 Australian from the Microsoft Flight Simulator Marketplace. Is it worth $22.45? Hell yes. Would I fly this aircraft again? Hell yes. I think this aircraft is fun. This is the version 2. I think what Got Friends have done is a fantastic job, and something they didn't have to do. So they followed up on this product and just made it better than what it was. Now, I know I haven't covered everything. There will be, here's a photo with all the alterations that they have done between version 1 and version 2. And sure, there's a couple of little negatives that I feel are a little disappointing, but on the whole, it does not change my thoughts on this aircraft. This aircraft is just something to throw around the skies. Have fun, blow your ears back. I think that it'll be a great one for learning acrobatic maneuvers. It's fast, nimble, it does have nitrous, and it scoots along at 220, 230 knots. The Granville Brothers GB Model Z, $22.45 on the Xbox Marketplace, or at least the Flight Sim Marketplace, done by Microsoft and Carenado. Is this plane worth $22.45? I believe so, yes. Is it for everyone? No, but then again, for me, it's a 1930s aircraft that I absolutely love. I do feel that the R3 will be more for the younger crowd, which I will show you that one after this one. And it just adds to the whole flight sim experience. This one will be a little bit of a challenge. Generally, its flying characteristics are very good. As you saw, I did botch one landing, and so yeah, you know, we all can't be perfect. Do I regret buying this aircraft? No. Will I fly it again? Yes. Not all the time. So yeah, on that note, to be honest with you, there's not a lot more I can say. The proof is in the pudding. She's just got some horrible ground handling, to be honest with you, a bit squirrely. Now, out of the two, out of the GB Model Z and this R3 Special, they're both different. They both pull on different heartstrings. The 1930s nostalgia person in me says, oh, I love that plane. But also too, the young kid that wants to have a bit of fun and scoot around the sky loves this plane. So they're both worthwhile having. They're both fantastic. They're both well modelled. It's just a shame that we didn't get a little bit more liveries with the Model Z, or Z. But yeah, that's just a minor limitation. So on that note, please like, comment, subscribe. And by the way, 93% of my viewers are not subscribed. So if you please do me a favour, hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything, just a little bit of effort to caress that button. It'd be mostly appreciated to help my channel grow and help YouTube put me out there to so I can bring my content to more and more people. Okay, thank you very much for watching, and stay safe.